parks, where journeys of spirit and heart come alive. I'm your host, Saima, and today's guest is Kathleen Donnelly Israel, author of The Wisdom on the Camino, a beautiful chronicle of a spiritual journey across Spain's famed pilgrimage route. After years of caring for her husband through Parkinson's and studying spiritual healing, Kathleen set out to share her lived wisdom with the world. Wisdom steeped in forgiveness, possibility, and unconditional love. Today, she walks us through how even the hardest paths can lead to profound light. So, Kathleen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Saima.
Okay, so Kathleen, walking the Camino is a powerful metaphor for life's journey for sure. So, what called you to undertake this pilgrimage, and what did you discover about yourself along the way?
Um, well, I was married for 48 years and I was just looking forward to our retirement and thinking about what we would do, something really special. And my husband was an athlete, so I thought we'd be riding our bicycles across France or something. And then he got sick with the Parkinson's, and I realized we're not going to be doing that. So I thought, well, I need to have something special that I'm going to do after he's done with his illness. So in 2013, my friend walked the Camino in Spain, the Camino Santiago de Compostela, and she shared her journey on Facebook. And I thought, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. When Ron's done with his disease, I'm going to walk the Camino. Um, so he died in 2018, August. And by January, I was done with all the, paperwork for when people die, you have to do a lot of paperwork. And then, so I thought, well, if I'm going to go on the Camino, I better just go, get ready. So I watched all kinds of YouTubes about it and I read books about it. And I felt really comfortable going by myself. And so that's what I did. And I, I had a wonderful experience, so many adventures. And so when I got home, I thought, well, it's time to write the book. I did while Ron was sick, I had to be home. So I just went online and studied with a bunch of enlightened thought leaders because when I was a child, I had a rough childhood. And so I needed to do a lot of healing. So I used the internet for my healing. And I studied with many people, starting with Donna Eden and Norm Shealy and Rinka Zimmerman. And um, anyway, so I learned some stuff, and I thought that I would like to share my healings with, uh, in a book. And so I was reluctant to be teachy. I never, had an audience before. And so I remembered that I told all those healing things to people on the Camino. So I wrote my book about walking the Camino and telling people my healing, um, you know, techniques, my healing tools. And so it was such a joy to write the book. I wrote it in like 3 months because I was just like so full of my adventure and how fun it was. And it's amazing, the good, the bad, and the ugly all happened right on the Camino. So that's what I did.
Mm-hmm. So, was there like particular moment during your walk that stays etched in your heart?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many. There was, I was up on the top of a mountain, and some people had set up all these booths with just like people were wanted to give the pilgrims some food or some thoughts or some it was just all there. They set it up for the pilgrims because only pilgrims would have gone that way. And so I was sitting on this lovely bench with this beautiful background, and I asked him, a young man, to take my picture. So I gave him my camera, and he took my picture, and then he walked back over to me, and I thought he was just going to give me my camera back, and he like put his arm around me and did a selfie of me and him. So I'll always remember him because I have a picture of him on my camera. And so just different things happened along the way. I walk slow. I was 70 years old. I had my 70th birthday on the Camino, and I'm 75 now. But anyway, I walked slow, and so I thought that I was all alone. In the beginning of the Camino, it's very windy road, and you can't see very far ahead or very far back. So I just felt like I was walking by myself, and every once in a while, people would pass me, and I thought, "Oh my gosh, I'm going so slow." And then when I got out of the mountains, and there's this mesita, and you can see very far behind you and very far ahead of you. And I noticed there were a lot of people that didn't pass me. They were walking just as slow as me, but I just didn't see them because I was in the mountains on the windy roads. So that was lovely. I was walking up this one mountain. It was so long, and there were trees. So every once in a while you go under some trees, but a lot of times you weren't under the trees. And I drank a lot of water, but I must have gotten dehydrated. Anyway, I got to the top and I sat down and I thought I can't go anymore. So I had to rest, and these people were encouraging me to get up and go, and I said I can't. And so this one man passed me up, and then he came back and he said, "It's right around the corner. You better get there or you won't get a bed, and then you'll have to walk even further because if you get to the albergue where you're going to stay, and there's no more beds, you just have to keep walking." So I got up and I walked and I got a bed. So that was really nice. And um, yeah, the albergues are like giant rooms full of bunk beds. Some of them have smaller rooms with not so many beds in them, but most of them are just a giant room with bunk beds. And so at night, it's really hard if you've got snorers in the room. You can't even sleep. And I remember I didn't sleep for nights. I mean, and I got ill. Um, and anyway, I was sharing that with this lady. I was eating dinner, and this lady came and sat with me, and I told her how I hadn't slept in 5 nights, and she reached into her purse and brought out these earplugs. I had bought earplugs, and on the internet, it said they were the best earplugs in the world, so I thought, "Oh, good. I got them from Germany." But, they didn't work at all. And so she gave me these 2 little earplugs, and they were foam, and you just rub them between your fingers and make them small and then stick them in your ear and let it grow. The foam grows. Uh, and then I could sleep at night. It wasn't perfect, but it was good enough that I was able to sleep. So that was lovely. It's just lovely how we help each other on the Camino. And I met so many lovely people.
That's noteworthy indeed. So you weave forgiveness into your story so beautifully. So can you share that how does forgiveness, open new pathways for possibly denied lives?
Yeah, well, that's one of my lessons that I learned. Um, and it's a Hawaiian healing technique for the family. And
Mhm.
it's like magic. It like works. What it does is it goes in and it looses our binds to the people that are signed up to ruin our life, or it stops us from attracting uh, sadness or awful things. So what it is you start out with the big I love you. I love God, God loves me, God loves the other person loves God, and if you can say it, you say, and I love them and they love me, but you don't have to say it. okay, I love you. I'm sorry. And it's not I'm sorry I did anything, but I'm sorry the situation exists between us. Some sadness or pain inside of me that I don't even know about, that whatever they said, it pushed that button and all of a sudden it hurts so bad. And so, um, please forgive me for what's going on in me that caused me to attract that. And then you say, thank you. Thank you for showing me this so I could heal. Because if this person hadn't said that and touched my pain inside of me, I wouldn't know about it. So thank you for showing me this so I could heal. And then it's the big I love you. I love God. God loves me. God loves the other person, and the other person loves God, and I love them. Probably can say it by then. So that was a really big um, thing for me to. I met a young man in this albergue. It was a monastery, and they served dinner there. So everybody got a tray. It was cafeteria style, and you get a tray and you get your food, and then you go find a place at the table. So I didn't really know where to sit, so I just went over and sat at this table. And one of the way you get to be the camaraderie on the Camino is that you ask somebody, why did you come? And they tell you, and then they want to know why you came. And then all of a sudden you have a, a pilgrim's bond with them, which is a deep bond. So I asked him, this young man, why did you come on the Camino? And he said, oh, I'm in the military and I had an extra week and I thought I'd just come to the Camino. And he said, why did you come to the Camino? And I said, well, you know, I took care of my husband for 18 years while he had Parkinson's disease. And then after, after he died, I thought, well, I wanted to have a special experience. So I went on the Camino. And he just sat there with his mouth open. He just couldn't believe it. And this lady next to him nudged him and said, tell her the rest. And so he said that he had married this woman, and she he he realized after he and they had a child, and after a while he realized that he got married too young, and so he left her, and so he that's why he was on the Camino, because he was trying to decide what he was going to do with his life. So I told him about the Ho'oponopono. Like if you have somebody in your life that you can hardly stand, and then you can do the Ho'oponopono and it will loose your binds with them. That helps you be able to live with them, or, you know, whatever you need to do. I don't know. Um, and also, I told him, you know, if your wife finds somebody to marry that who will love her, that man is not going to love your child like you do. And he said, that's very true. And so, you know, I wrote down the Ho'oponopono for him and gave it to him. And then the lady, that lady that was with him, took a picture of it so she could have it for her too. So it was lovely to be able to share these things with the people that I met. And I saw him the next morning. When you go into those places, they make you leave your boots by the door. And so we were all down there putting our boots on, and I saw him and I said, oh, I got something else to tell you. And he goes, no, no, you've already changed my life. I don't need anything more. And it just made me feel good that I had, you know, had helped him out like that. So I think it was like the angels that were making me go sit by him, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's remarkable, Kathleen. So, did you
Yeah.
find that forgiveness was more about freeing others or freeing yourself?
Oh, yeah. So I have an idea about forgiveness. And I think that I came into this earth as a low vibrational spirit. I was out in the ethers with God and with a low vibration, and I wanted to be close to God, but God's got such a high vibration. And so I heard that you could raise your vibration by going into the earth and being a human, because unconditional love is the highest vibration. And so I, even knowing I had a low vibration and I was going to attract a really crummy life, I decided to go in anyway so I could raise my vibration. And really, um, if if you it's very easy to love the people who love us and make us feel good, but unconditional love is loving the ones that we can't stand, and we find in our heart a way to love them with compassion and just knowing what's going on with them. So even though I had a crummy life, um, it was perfect for setting me up for unconditional love, because I know if I can love those people, I know it's unconditional love. And I used to hate my father like every day. And this priest told me, if you, if you hate, then you don't understand God. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's not good. And so, like, every morning I would wake up and I would forgive him. But by the time I went to bed at night, I hated him again. And it was just like an alcoholic gives up alcohol. It's like one day at a time. I just knew I can always do this. I can forgive him. But now that when you throw in some unconditional love in there, it makes it, I don't want to say easier, but it makes it possible to forgive when you practice unconditional love. So that's what I think about. That's what I think about forgiveness. I think I attracted all that stuff, and all those people were mean to me because their spirit saw my spirit with the low vibration, and they were like, oh my gosh, and they just started acting out, you know? And um, now I understand that I was attracting all the horrible things that happened to me in my life. And I and I champion unconditional love. And I honor my valiant spirit that was willing to come in here to raise my vibration, because I really do want to be close to God. Mhm.
That truth, that forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves is so liberating, right?
Yes. Yes. It when you can't forgive, it's like you're living in a box, and I think perhaps I did not understand that I could do the unconditional love before. I was so sad. People were mean to me all my life. And now now I have the Ho'oponopono to loose my binds with them, and I have my unconditional love, which is like the sweet spot. So yeah, I'm good on forgiveness. I kind of want to say that it's not even necessary, because I attracted all that stuff, and unconditional love is exactly what I want to do. So um I I I don't want to say other people don't need to forgive other people, because maybe they do, but for me, I'm thinking uh I attracted it. Yeah, not that I was a bad person attracted it, but that I was a valiant spirit willing to come in here to um to experience this life so I could raise my vibration.
Mm-hmm. So, is there
Mm.
a thought, a prayer, or short perspective that helped you move forward with hope?
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, I've got this really great prayer. Oh my gosh. It Miracles happen when you say this prayer. And the prayer is, "Dear God, please make everything turn out okay." And then you let God make everything turn out okay. And So that's my prayer. Miracles happen when you do that. It's amazing. And sometimes when I say, "Dear God, please make everything turn out okay," and then I gotta wait for God to make everything turn out okay, uh, while I'm waiting, I thank God for making everything turn out okay, just to keep myself from worrying. Oh, yeah, worrying. That's one of my teachings. Worrying, you know what worrying is? It's, making up a sad story and believing in it. Like, if you're worried about somebody, uh, you don't know what's going on with them, and, maybe they're trying to do something revolutionary, or maybe they're trying to do something you did before, but it didn't turn out good, so you're worried about them. But really, um, what we need to do is do a little mind control and make up a good story and believe in that. Because if they're trying to do something difficult and we're sending bad vibrations to them with our worry, it's not helping them out. So if if we don't know the outcome, we don't know the future. Uh, we can just make up a good story, think of how it could possibly go well for them, and send those thoughts to them as a prayer for them to, promote their adventure or whatever they have.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you wanted to share something. Do you want to share something about the purchase? You can go ahead and share it now.
Oh, good. Well, I wrote this book, Wisdom on the Camino, a spiritual journey, sharing forgiveness and possibilities to inspire the rest of your life, by Kathleen Donnelly Israel. It's on Amazon. And I want you to, when you get the book, you go to the table of contents page, and across from the table of contents, it says, read this first. And in there, you can opt in to my website, and you can see the pictures that I took while I was on the Camino. So you just go in there and and you can I'm sorry you have to double opt in, but that's the way the world is now. And so anyway, it's my gift with purchase, because people told me, "Oh, your pictures, they love my pictures, and so you should put your pictures in your book." And I thought, well, gee, then it'll be $50 and nobody will buy it. And so I that's why I made this website, so my readers can see the pictures while they're reading the book.
Oh, that's going to surely be beneficial for all our listeners out there. Kathleen,
Yeah.
you reminded us that the road to healing and transformation may be long, but it is paved with forgiveness, hope, and the love we allow ourselves to both give and receive. So, for all our listeners, here's your spark. Take the next step. Let forgiveness lighten your load. And remember, possibility is always waiting at the next.